Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to do a perspective shift. We're going to dive into the power of a positive mindset so that you can use it to create the experience that you desire. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say this word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so we can receive the message that we need to hear. So we're going to take a specific frequency this time. So the word we use will align your mind. And so we're going to talk about perspective because this is your power. So we're going to say perspective over and over as you take a deep breath in. Just say that word in your mind. Perspective, perspective, perspective. Allow it to grow with each time you say it. As you hold your breath, I'm going to say some powerful words around the word perspective to really align our mind with it. Try to say them with me in your head if you can. Allow yourself to feel them. Allow anything else that doesn't resonate with you to leave you as we exhale. So, and get that word in your mind, perspective. And let's take another deep breath. Perspective. Perspective is for you. It's the filter that allows you to see and perceive. Everything flows through perspective. You have control of your perspective. And exhale. Well, this one I'm excited about. I hope it resonates. It's something different. And I'm going to tell you something at the end about this episode, more information on how you can use this type of mindset shift. So what we're going to do is we're going to imagine something. And we're going to pick going to work. So you're going to work and just go with me with this as you can. Allow your mind to drift. Allow yourself to head into work mentally. Maybe you're there right now. Allow yourself to get there. We're going to change our perspective. You see, the world is not as it is. The world is as we are. How we perceive the world is what we will receive from it. But you don't just receive by being somewhere. You receive by how you perceive, and your perception is what we can shift. We shift it through words because the words represent thoughts. Those thoughts are the funnel or the filter that allows us to perceive. So all we have to do is align the thoughts that we desire to perceive in our mind and then act accordingly. You receive based on belief. So when you see the world a certain way, when you continually act a certain way, you're going to believe that that's who you are. Once you believe that's who you are, that's how you receive. You receive based on the belief. So you're at work. It's a normal day. Nothing out of the ordinary. You got there fine. You're feeling good. It's just a regular day at work. And then an assignment comes your way that you're not looking forward to. It's out of the blue. You weren't expecting this. And whether it's at work, school, whatever, this assignment is something you don't want to do. So immediately the alarm bells that in your mind go off. I don't want to be doing this. Someone else should be doing this. This isn't fair. I've got to go. I've already got too much on my plate. Like all the reasons why you don't want this assignment start creeping up. The anxiety starts to raise. Maybe panic. Maybe just frustration starts to build up within you because you're wondering, why do I have to do this? There's other people here. Why me? They could ask someone else. I'm busy. I'm the top producer. I'm this. I'm that. All these reasons why you can't do it. What that does is that creates a filter. But if you want to be in control of your experience, I'm not saying that it's fair that you got that assignment. I'm not saying that you have a good boss or a good job. All of those things can be terrible. But do you want to perceive things as they are and have no control, or do you want to take your control back? If you want to take your control back and step into your creator energy, which you are a masterful creator of your experience, you change the thoughts. So this assignment comes your way immediately. I'm so thankful I have this assignment. I am the best person to handle this. Nobody will do this better than me. There are people less busy than me, yet I will still do it at the best of my ability. I am the master at my work. I am the creator of my experience. Nothing happens that isn't beneficial to me. I will win at this. This will be the best thing ever. I will receive all good things from this. I will do it at such a high level. No one will understand how I operate like this. I am the conqueror of everything that comes in front of me. Imagine if those thoughts were in your head all the time. When you forcefully put them in your mind, it's going to feel jumbled at first. It's going to feel fake. It's going to feel like it doesn't belong because the old thoughts, the negative thoughts are going to try to creep in there. They want their control. They want you to stay how you were. They exist because of you. They don't want you to change. They don't want you to create a new experience. They don't want to be left behind. That frequency loves you, even if it has to hurt you to keep you. But you're in control. You're ready to move on. So you're going to empower yourself with these thoughts. So when you say these things and then you act accordingly, you give your best effort, you try your hardest, you ultimately deliver the best that's possible by you every single time when you have these thoughts, your belief is going to start to shift. Now, that's not going to make the work better, right? It's not going to make the external change. It's going to make you change. And when you change, the law of attraction says like attracts like. You will attract the situation that actually resonates with you. You will attract where those traits that you're providing will be desired, will be honored, will be celebrated. And you don't have to control where it comes from. You don't have to force it to come from your work. You don't have to force it to come from a recruiter. You don't have to force it from anywhere. It will just come because the law of attraction. And I think the law of attraction is even more powerful than the like attracting like. Like is like. There is no separation. As you are right now is equal to the experience that you're in. If you don't change the way you're thinking or behaving, you will stay in that experience, even if you change scenarios, even if you change jobs, even if you change relationships, even if you change those things. If you don't change yourself, it will reappear. You will repeat the same lesson over and over. How many of you have those friends that go from job to job to job, and it's always the worst boss? This person was unfair. This person did that. It's always the external, yet every job they go to, it's the same situation. Maybe it's relationships. Every relationship they go to, it's the same situation because you have to change yourself. You have to have boundaries on what you tolerate. You have to have boundaries on how you think, and you have to have boundaries on how you behave. Think and act in alignment, and you will receive. Perception is your power. Your ability to perceive things differently will allow you to receive things differently. And you perceive through your thoughts. They are not separate. You do not see the world and then think. You think and then you see. That's why they say, as a man thinketh. As you think, you will see. Everything, your vision, your experience, your senses, all funnel through your thoughts because those thoughts represent frequency. Those thoughts go through your mind. And your mind tunes and shifts and locks in on a perception based on those. So you see through them, whether they're natural thoughts, subliminal thoughts, or forced thoughts, that's how you see. It's not an instant shift. That's the gift of this experience. It doesn't happen instantly. If everything happened instantly, you would destroy yourself so fast with negative thoughts that you would never recover. But there's a gift of time. Because time doesn't exist outside of this. There's the gift of the buffer of things happening immediately. It's all happening for you. Don't have judgment for how you've lived in the past. Have gratitude for the fact that you can move forward. Have gratitude for the fact that you've gone through those things and the you that you create will be healed from those things and will be able to help people that struggle with those things. That's where your power is at. Your perception is everything. If you don't have control of your perception, you are going to be controlled by someone else that does. You will be able to be guided into things that you don't have control over because your perception is controlled by someone else. If they tell you that this person is terrible, then you will believe it because you're not in control of your perception. You're not perceiving for yourself. This whole system does it, whether it's intentional or not, is regardless. Whether there's some evil force that created the schools, that created the workforce, that created all these things to have you a servant to all of those things where you could never experience the life of your dreams, whether that was by design or it's just how things played out. It doesn't matter. You have been suggested into thinking the way you think. If you've been suggested to think in the way you think, then your perception is suggested by someone else, and that's how you're operating. But you have the power to shift it. You do. You could argue, and you'll find people that will. They are so good at being the victim. And I'm not saying that people aren't victimized. Many people are victimized. Many of the heroes that I love in spirituality and religion and stuff that have done amazing things, they were victimized, they were killed, murdered, terrible things have happened to them. It doesn't mean they weren't right within. Because if you're trying to win the world, if you're trying to win here on this lifetime, you've already lost. None of this is permanent, so why are you trying to save it? Save your soul, your spirit, your energy by aligning it with the highest energy, with universe, with God, with love. Raise your perception. That's how this all is supposed to be. Life is supposed to be difficult, so it's hard to change your perspective to find the good in it, to find the love in it. But every difficulty, when you can find the good, the silver lining, the love, and you can expand it into your world, makes you stronger. So if you have a hard life, it's a gift because you're a strong person. And it may not be fair, but it's because you're thinking worldly. You're not thinking spiritually. You're not thinking with your soul. You're not thinking with your ultimate power, your gift of what you are. Perception is everything. So align yourself with powerful I am statements. I am love. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am joy. I am happy. Align yourself with those. Speak them constantly so they become the filter. It doesn't matter how you feel. If you're going through depression, if you're going through anxiety, whatever it is that you're going through, give yourself a fighting chance. Don't just rely on the doctors. Don't just rely on the medicine. Those are things to help, but change your mindset. You have the power. Do it all. Become the positive thinker. Take the healthy things. Whatever you have to do, do it all. Don't rely on one, and don't lower your power. Don't forget how amazing you are. You have perspective. That's the gift. Animals, they don't have perspective. They see things as they are and they react. You do. You can see anything from a different angle if you try. Start with what you struggle with. Try to see the other side of an argument. Try hard. Find the good. Find the love. Love that other side of the argument to stretch your power of perception. The better you do it, the higher you rise, the more powerful you become, the more in control you become. This is all a journey happening for you. So raise your perspective and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. This one, I hope it resonated. I hope it hit home. It wasn't quite like I had written out to have happen, but that's how it flowed. So I hope it had meaning to you and gave you the power that you know that you have. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It'll keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. We're going to end this on one final deep breath. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to power ourselves up with perspective so that way we can go into the day with that frequency. So as you breathe in your mind, say perspective, perspective, perspective. See it grow and grow and grow and get bigger. Feel the warmth and the power of that word resonating within you. As you hold your breath, I'm going to speak the powerful words around perspective so you can align yourself with them in your mind. And as we exhale, allow anything that doesn't resonate with it to leave you and move forward with your high perspective. Go ahead and take a final deep breath in. Perspective is your power. You are a high-powered being meant to do more, meant to accomplish more. You have perspective. You are loved. You are encouraged. You are supported because of your perspective. You are the light. And exhale.